all gravity. Any day above ground, live it. Boy. I know y'all see that picture on there and you're like, what the hell? Yes, sir. We got to get the chop in this fable. Got to get the chop in this fable. Oh, Howard Stern. Oh, Howard Stern. Revolutionary radio legend and a racist. Yes, sir. This man decided to lament that black players on the New York Knicks don't know who he is, but they know who Chris Rock is. They know who Tracy Morgan is. And that got us thinking over here at Beyond Borders Media. We got to go down this man's history, and there's plenty of examples, but we're just going to highlight a few. We're going to make this quick. We're not going to belabor around this. So we're going to start with the story. And ironically, you needed J.R. Smith to talk about this. And we're going to get into his history of racism. Here we go, family. Tabernacle. So via the New York Post, Howard Stern wants black players on Knicks to talk to him when he's courtside at MSG. Now, he's had courtside seats for years, thanks to the Dolan family, because he had a name and it would bring them some notoriety. Radio shot jock Howard Stern said that black players won't come over and say hello to me when he's sitting courtside in Madison Square Garden for Knicks games. Yeah. Stern said that the players prefer to go over to Spike Lee and other black celebrities that he sits next to, including Chris Rock and Tracy Morgan. Quote, the Knicks have been very kind to me. They put me right in the front row, Stern said during Monday's broadcast of his Sirius XM program, The Howard Stern Show. His comments were reported by the news site Mediaite. That's when I knew I was famous, Stern said, of having a front row seat at the Garden where a ticket can cost as much as $7,000. When I have courtside, they put me courtside and the black players won't come over and say hello to me, but they go over to Spike Lee, the shock jock said. Robin Quivers, Stern's sidekick, asked, they don't acknowledge you at all? No, I'll be sitting next to Tracy Morgan or Chris Rock, Stern recalled. You know, they seat you where they seat you. And a lot of times when I'm there, I'm next to Tracy Morgan, who is so funny, Stern continued. And he's sitting there and like a couple of players will come over. They like give him the bro shake and stuff. The bro shake. Stern added, and I'm like, these guys should hug me too. Y'all hear the entitlement. They should hug me too. Stern said, I mean, what am I? I grew up in a black neighborhood in the Long Island town of Roosevelt. You know what I mean. He's been saying that for years. He grew up in Roosevelt. All my New York, Long Island people know what Roosevelt is. That's also where Eddie Murphy grew up at. But I'm sure Eddie Murphy would be getting hugs from the New York Knicks players. And that's his wife, Chris Rock. There's another picture of Stern and his wife with Tracy Morgan and somebody else. I don't know what kind of pants he got going on over here, but all right. I mean, they should know that, but I get ignored. Stern told Quivers that he thought he was being shunned because he's a white guy. You think it's a racial thing? I'm sure they talk to some white people, Quivers said. No, not that I saw. I want them to. I want them to talk to me, Stern said. I want them to come up and go, hey, Howard, fan of the show or something. I don't get that. Stern said he has gotten some attention from both black and white referees. There's another picture of Stern and his wife with 50 Cent. Can I get a shout out from some of the players? Stern said. He added, I just get upset. I'm like, fame to me is very important. I'll admit it. I like people to recognize me. This is coming from the same man who used to say that he did not want the fame and fortune of Hollywood. Funny how that shit changes. They might be recognizing you, just not speaking to you, Quiver said. Yeah, maybe they don't like me. I don't know, Stern said. I like to think it's a white thing, not my personality. Here we go. I hope it's racial. That's all. The post saw a comment from the Knicks and MSG. Now, why would the Knicks even address that? Oh, grandma, hello. Tina Hudson, hello. Well, this is what happens when you have racist negative shit to say about black people. Oh, we're going to get into that. Oh, we're definitely going to get into that. We're definitely going to get into that. So let's hear J.R. Smith's response to Howard Stern saying what he said. Tabernacle. Via Total Pro Sports, J.R. Smith reveals why black NBA players don't acknowledge Howard Stern in games. Howard Stern, one of the world's most recognizable shot jocks, doesn't like that black players on the New York Knicks don't talk to him when he's sitting courtside at Madison Square Garden. He revealed that revelation this week. Now, by the way, if you look at the Knicks roster, they do have a white player on there. You didn't say anything about him. Does he acknowledge you? I think we'd like to know that. Does the white player acknowledge you? Mr. Hartenstein, does he acknowledge you? All right. The entitlement is real out here, folks. Stern even stated that he grew up in a black neighborhood and doesn't understand why he gets ignored. Former NBA star J.R. Smith is now revealing why black players are ignoring him. He stated that black and white players do not know who he is. Taylor Rooks said, Taylor Rooks. Now, I think she works at, no, not ESPN. She works at one of them stations, but she's, all right, so let's just get this out the way. She dates a white man, so take that with a grain of salt. Howard Stern is one of the most talented interviewers of all time. With that being said, this is a ridiculous stance. Many of them simply have no idea who he is, and people not knowing you isn't an insult. Okay. J.R. Smith said, I'm sorry, but what basketball player listens to him? Laugh out loud. I don't think I've met one, black or not. Well, this has a lot to do with the fact that these players in the league did not listen to satellite radio when he went over there in 2006. So they're probably not going to remember him. The older players that are out of the league and people like Charles Barkley and Shaq, yeah, they're going to know who he is because they grew up with him. But yeah, these younger dudes, they're not going to remember him. Just like if you ask Magic Johnson, I'm sure he knows who Petey Green is. But our generation, unless you saw the movie, don't know who Petey Green is. Shout out to Petey Green. Stern is a legend in his own right, but just because he's been around for a crazy amount of years does not mean every new generation will be introduced to him. The Knicks series against the Miami Heat took a turn for the worse when New York went out to Miami for Game 3 and played from behind the entire game. All right. They're just talking about that. But there you go. They don't care. They never did and they never will. Whoop-dee-dee. But y'all ain't come here for that. No, you didn't. Y'all came here to hear how racist he is. Oh, yes. I'm going to do this in an ascending fashion because the last thing I'm going to play is him not saying it directly, but he had another Jewish person say it repeatedly and he didn't stop it, didn't cut him off or anything. But we're going to start here. We're going to start here. Now we have a Twitter post from someone named Cynical Knicks who said, Howard Stern, why don't black people like me? Also Howard Stern. Yes. Yes, he dressed up in blackface, folks. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And for the full context, here's the picture. He did this when he was in DC. I believe this was his Channel 9 show and his pay-per-view where he was mocking Ted Danson for wearing blackface. Got that? Good. Tabernacle. Who remembers when Bad Boys was first coming out? They sent Martin Lawrence on the press tour. Yes, they did. He ended up on the Howard Stern show. Howard Stern was huge back in the 90s. Melissa, good morning. Howard Stern is hideous. Say less. He dated Robin Givens for a few months. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. You can fact check me on that. Martin came to sit down on the show, and within 10 seconds, it went left. Why did it go left? I'll let you hear why it went left.
I know. Hey, man. Am I supposed to say nigger a lot? No, that's you. I know. Hey, man. Am I supposed to say nigger a lot? No.
You're probably saying, why would he say that? Well, I don't know why he would think to say that. He went on The View a few years ago, folk. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He told Sonny Hostin and them he never said the N-word. And me, who knew his history, were like, are you serious, sir? You can't be serious. You can't be serious. Tabernacle. We're going to look at the clip from The View. We're going to drop, well, we'll do 1.5. Because I want you to watch his face as he says this. So this was a few years ago. Here we go.
I was in college in the 80s, and I found your show so offensive.
Thank you.
That's what I figured, right? You were a shock jock. You were a shock jock. You use the N-word a lot.
I use the N-word.
Yeah, you did.
Wait a second. Hold on.
I remember it.
Whoopie, hold on.
Wait.
No, we had a guy on from the Ku Klux Klan.
Yes.
Who very...
Y'all heard him, right? Y'all heard the crowd. They're like, Howard? America's Got Talent Howard? He said the N-word back in the day? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Whoever watched the show Futurama? I'm trying to see something. Whoever watched the show Futurama? Yo-Yo Queen and hello. Jade Sucre, hello. Yep, Yo-Yo 103. Paul Mooney hated Howard Stern because he knew his ass was racist. Oh, we're going to play that clip. We got that clip. Melissa, I've watched it. Okay, do you know the lead voice Billy West used to be on the Howard Stern show? Oh, yes. They used to do a skit, a bit, what you call it, with old racist Marshott, who used to own the Cincinnati Reds, and she would always get suspended and fined for making racist statements, particularly against black folk. And we say to ourselves, why would you do a bit like that on the air? because it was ratings. And he repeatedly in there, because I heard that clip. They took it down now. But repeatedly, the N-word flew out of his mouth, Billy West's mouth, in character, because that's what they're going to say. And even Robin got in on it. And when people tried to correct him, the callers, he said, why can't I say it? Oh, yes. But let's hear him continue saying and justifying his use of the N-word.
Josh, you use the N-word a lot.
I use the N-word.
Yeah, you did.
Wait a second. Hold on.
I remember it.
Whoopi, hold on.
Wait.
No, we had a guy on from the Ku Klux Klan who very freely used the N-word.
Yes.
And my belief was, hey, say it out in the open.
Yes.
And I didn't use the N-word. Let's be very clear.
How does he tell that lie? How does he tell that lie?
I'll rephrase it.
And by the way, I make no apology for that.
No, and you didn't. You didn't.
Because I don't like people who live under a rock.
This pair of judges couldn't be with us in the studio tonight. They're celebrating the new year from a secret location. Here they are, Hollywood's oddest couple, Ted Danson and Whoopi Goldberg, via satellite transmission.
How are you doing there, Missy Robin Whoopi? You know, Robin, Whoopi is a whole lot prettier after you drunk a couple of bottles of this here malt liquor.
Drink on, honey.
With every sip, you get better and better, baby. Your snatch smell like a kingfish.
Oh, I didn't like that.
Ted, I must say that I can't believe you're still in blackface after the Friars roast controversy.
Oh, hush up. I hate blackface. I just can't get this shit off. Besides, Whoopi done wrote everything I'm going to say here tonight, so it's all right. Ain't that right, you smelly nigga?
I didn't write that.
Well, you is a smelly nigga. I got some more jokes for your New Year's Eve party there.
You're not tired of this.
And don't be racially offended, because Whoopi done wrote them for me, okay? Here
Go
we
ahead.
Black hole.
Now, I want y'all to take a look at the background and the set piece. I need y'all to look at this real fast. So we have a racist picture in the back of Al Jolson when he was in blackface. We have a racist lawn jockey here. We have a picture of Mammy from Gone with the Wind. A 40-ounce. And Popeye's chicken. Surprised he didn't put watermelon there as well. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Black hole.
Black hole.
You're gonna love this. Hey, look at that. What do I love most about the Whoopi?
Oh,
yeah.
Sexualized great timing.
Hey, Robin, what does you call a black rocket scientist?
I don't know,
A
Ted.
nigga. Whoopi wrote it. Hey, did you happen to notice this?
No, what
this
is that?
This my mother, Mama Dancing. Why, she done working blackface too.
She must be very proud.
Yeah.
Now I know you really love me, Ted. You the man.
I tell you, you the man. What done happened to Sherman's career? It's really over the edge. I want you to give us a kiss, you smelly cockhead coon. I love
May
you.
I say something here?
Mm-hmm. Oh, you can say whatever you want, you smelly nigga. Whoopi wrote that.
That's it, Ted. You didn't know I was going to say that. Whoopi had no chance to write it. I don't accept that kind of language. You can call her whatever you want, but you don't talk to me that way or I'll leave.
Well, don't let the door hit you on your big black ass, mama, on the way out of here. Now, where was I? Oh, yes. Now, Whoopi, you is a filthy nigga.
I didn't write that.
Well, you is a smelly nigga, so what's the difference?
Look, you two, don't you think you're going to ruin your career this way?
No. What's wrong with you? This here routine is showing people that we is not afraid to confront our racial stereotypes. Looky here. We is a nation of racists, and we must break through that barrier that we done constructed for ourselves. Can't you see that? Can't you see that, you little rib breath mama? What is it, baby? Oh.
Ted, this whole
Rib breath mama.
thing is backfired.
Oh, it Robin's
I'm afraid the whole world is going to turn against us.
Oh, baby, this here thing got you all upset because Missy Robin just hounding you. And you know I love you, and I love all people except the chinks.
Oh,
Now,
God.
you come over here. We're going to have a good New Year's. I'm going to take my fingers and stick them in that barbed wire you call pubic hair.
Oh,
I love you.
I love you too, you bald thick skull cracker honky.
And I love you, you fat lip little baboon.
And I love you, blue-eyed Frankenstein.
Honey, let me see your pussy. It ain't scary.
Oh,
Come on, spread your legs. I'm going to pull down my pants. Come on, spread them wide. Spread them wide, baby.
Okay. Yeah, there's that. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yo, 3 Queen, and I remember watching that racist shit. I never liked Howard Stern. Yep. Sad that some black people go along with this nonsense. Well, I remember Robin been there since the 80s. Yeah, been there since the 80s. I know, Melissa, it's going to get worse. Brother Paul Mooney had a criticism of Howard Stern. Yes, he did. Let's hear what Brother Paul Mooney had to say.
Goddamn.
Don't start. That's Brother Paul. Now, for context, Brother Paul Mooney did talk to this man in December 2006. Yes, he did. And this was on the heels of the Michael Richards controversy. Yes, he did. I wish I could find that interview, but I think they took it down. Let's see. Dominic Bright, hello. I remember when the African lady embarrassed herself on his show and saying she don't like black people. Oh yeah, that was YouTube was a wealth of Howard Stern clips until he acted like who he is and got a lot of that stuff taken down. I remember the Caribbean lady who went out there and was buck dancing. Pervert Howard always admitted he was not very well endowed. Yeah. Yet this fool complains about Kyra being a racist. Yeah. But he never said it, huh? He never said it.
No, that's you. I know. Hey, man. Am I supposed to say nigger a lot? No, that's you. I know. Hey, man. Am I supposed to say nigger a lot? No,
that's not the only time he said it during the interview, and Martin had to check him. And to mention this was early 2000 and she kissed his feet. Yeah. Be nice, right? Must be nice. Oh, by the way, for y'all who thought I was lying when I said earlier that Robin Givens dated Howard Stern, there you go. I'm gonna let y'all breathe on that for a few minutes. Chris Rock wouldn't care if he was there. They actually do. They sit together. But the black players go up to Chris Rock, give him daps up, and they just ignore Howard. But yeah, there you go. Let y'all breathe on that. But before we get up out of here, family, because like I said, this ain't going to be a long one. Pause. Yep. Mike Tyson was the monster. But before we get up out of here, family, remember how I said this show was going to be ascending? I had to save the worst clip for last. Now, they had run this segment of a football pool back in 2006 when they first got the satellite. So these 4 people you see on the screen were involved. So if y'all know or don't know, this is Artie Lang, who was on the show. This is one of their so-called whack packers called Bigfoot. This was another one called Crazy Alice. Now, her and Artie used to go at it every day. I mean, we could get into Artie's racism, but that'd be a whole different video. I could just play the clip of him and Artie, her and Artie, I'm sorry, going at it. And Artie being fed lines disparaging this black woman. Now, to her credit, she was giving it back to him, to her credit. But I want y'all to focus on this dude. He's another one of these whack packers called Elliot Offen. Now, he was a Jewish man. He is a Jewish man because he's still alive. But he had a particular appearance. He was voted the most hated guest of all time because he would just come in and just talk. He wouldn't let anybody else talk. But he had a particular grievance against Robin. For some reason, this day, he went off on Robin for no reason, just because she laughed. And he went into a 3 to 4 minute diatribe. I want y'all to hear what this man said. I want y'all to hear what this man said. Shit. Nothing's playing. This thing sucks. Okay. I did not know it wasn't playing. Okay, that was my fault. I don't know why it did that. All right, say less. We're gonna have to do it the crude way and just let it ride. Of course, I can't let it ride. Let me see if it's even on here. Let me see if it's on YouTube real fast. Sorry about that, folks. Thought it was playing. Thought it was playing. And knowing them, they probably took it off. Shit. Yeah. I don't know how I'm going to play this. I can't put it on Twitter. Let me think. Let me see what they, you know what? Let me see. Can I do this? Can I do this? Damn it. Let me see. Video file. Oh, maybe I could do it like this.
A la carte, $19.99 each. So get your fucking orders in. And most important, gangstertalk.biz from this week forward and forever.
Can y'all hear it now?
no
Put a
longer
one
accept
if you can hear it.
any fucking business orders, whether it's $1 or $12 million on Shabbos, on the Sabbath. We don't take any fucking scratch. That's gangster talk the cash. Hey, nigga, close your fucking comedic hall in the background. Hey, nigga. Hey, sickle, tell nigga. I don't want to hear your fucking voice. Hey, sickle, tell nigga. Close your fucking voice. Sickle, tell nigga. Hey, nigga. Hey, nigga. Hey, nigga. Hey, nigga. Hey, nigga. Hey, sickle, tell nigga. Let me catch you. Let me fucking catch you.
Come here,
Fingers, right? Fingers, like I did.
Please, I'm begging you, get down here now.
Sickle cell. Sickle cell, nigga, right?
What about your...
Gangster talk, fantastic.
What about your...
One by one, I break your
Elliot,
fucking fingers, right? Try me
Elliot,
out,
Elliot.
break your fucking fingers, nigga.
Elliot, what is your prediction?
Nigga, right? Comedic nigga, right? Sickle cell fucking nigga, right?
Elliot, what is your prediction? Elliot, what is your prediction on the football?
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, now, again, the gangster talk takes no business on Shabbos. Shabbos means... Shabbos means wait down and die, nigga. Shabbos means...
Now y'all notice, right? He didn't get rid of this man. Y'all notice that. He dropped a whole bunch of N-words before he said something to him to try to get it back on course. He didn't get rid of this man and tell him, listen, if you're going to crack on my sidekick like that, you got to go. Oh, Yo-Yo 103 Queenin. I've heard this and I actually counted it. He said the N-word 44 times. I actually counted it. He said it 44 times before Howard finally got it under control. Did y'all hear the number I said? $44. We not done though.
Is it idiot Olsen or Elliot Olsen? Give us your stupid pick for this week.
On Saturday night.
Stupid pick, that's all we need.
Lay down and die, nigga.
Right after you, asshole.
Lay down and die, nigga.
Right after you. I'm going to lay down on you and
Lay down and die, nigga. Lay down and die, nigga.
Why do you observe... Elliot, why do you observe the Shabbos and then...
Lay down and die, nigga.
Elliot, why do you observe the Sabbath and then use the N-word?
Because he's an asshole.
No, I use the N-word. I use the nigger word to the nigger. Wrong.
Right.
Wrong. I use the nigger word. I use the N-word to the
Loser,
nigger.
give your pick, loser. Give your pick. Give your pick, loser.
How much cash did Thomas and Scott Goodstein lose on your fucking ass this quarter? How much did they lose on you this quarter, right?
I got the
How much
money.
did they lose on you
You're
this
trying to
fucking
get the
quarter?
money.
How much did Thomas and
You're trying to get it.
All right, Elliot, what is your pick? What is your pick?
Jimburn loser.
Elliot, I need your pick.
No Thomas and lose on you fucking nigger ass this quarter.
Elliot, I need
Give us your pick,
I need your
asshole.
pick.
You're not going to win this
Hey,
$25,000
nigger. Listen, nigger. When I take I'm gonna take my ice pick out. I'm gonna take my ice pick.
Dress-wearing asshole to say nigger.
I'm gonna scoop your nigger eyes out.
Come on,
I'm gonna
nigger.
take my ice pick. I'm gonna take my ice
No,
pick.
you using
out
it.
of my pantyhose.
Come on, you
Right?
want
I'm
more of
gonna
us.
take my ice
Are we
pick
going to get the pick
out
or
of
not?
my pantyhose.
Elliot.
Take my ice pick.
Yes, right. Those beautiful
Elliot,
pantyhose.
hold on a second.
Well, what's her name?
I'm gonna
Brush up
scoop
your
your nigger
ass.
eyes out. I'm gonna scoop
Elliot.
your nigger eyes out. I'm going to
Elliot.
scoop your nigger eyes out. I'm going to
Elliot, I need the
with
pick.
my ice pick your nigger eyes out.
I need your football pick. I gotta give up. I'm gonna give up. I'm gonna give up.
Stop fucking running. You better stop
I'm
fucking
gonna give
running.
up. I need your football pick.
So he was worried about his segment, not about what old boy was saying to Robin. You see what I'm talking about? Bezilla, hello. Wild dude is super comfortable. That wasn't Howard. That was this cross dresser in the bottom right corner. Yeah. Are we not done? Remember what I told y'all about old Billy West from Futurama? Remember what I told you? All right. I wonder if you guys are going to look at that show a little differently now. I wonder. Yeah.
And Sawyer.
Yeah. I mean, yes.
Now, you know that Marge has been suspended from baseball for a year for using derogatory comments
Right.
in reference to black people, Jewish people, Japanese people. Well, last night.
What she called the Japanese?
Yes.
She called them Japs?
Yeah.
Not nips?
No, not nips.
All right.
Last night on Primetime Live, she repeated her belief that everyone uses the word nigger and that she doesn't think the swastika is a symbol of evil. She says she believes racism is a creation of the media and really isn't there.
Mr. Schott?
Hello?
Now, again, they're talking about Marshot, and Beatzilla know who Marshot is. The former racist owner of the Cincinnati Reds. She's long since passed away, but yes, she was a hot thing in the late 80s, early 90s until she was forced to sell the team. Maybe one day we'll do a show about racist sports owners. But let's continue.
Yes. Is this true what Robin is telling me? That you feel everyone uses the word nigger?
I feel that everyone uses that word.
I thought he said he didn't use it. He never said it. So he lied to the View. All right.
What can I say? I'm suspended and I'm fined and I did nothing wrong. I mean, thanks to me, a few cotton pickers are off the streets and making a few bucks.
Well, you have a very warped view of life, don't you?
Well, I put a bat in a nigger's hand so he can hit balls, not heads.
Well, look, using that word, you've obviously not learned your lesson.
I tried to improve the lives of these friggin' gorillas, and I get railroaded.
You're absolutely outrageous.
They're doing this because I'm a woman.
What are you doing now? I understand you're organizing a protest.
There's marches in my favor. There were people against me. There was a poll in Cincinnati. I urge all these people to put down those Budweisers and march with me. March against the damn Jews, too. They take the stupid coons' money, and that's fine. I'm a hard-working woman. If these niggers ever worked a day in their lazy lives, they'd understand.
You're outrageous.
Don't get me wrong.
All right, now, Robin, what else do you say?
She denies being anti-Semitic and said that the swastika, symbol of Nazi Germany, was not a symbol of evil.
I don't think it is.
She said
I love niggers and kikes.
Well, wait a minute. Let me finish, Marge.
Bruh.
You said that you weren't talking about Jews when you said
Bruh,
that.
they're
Right
gonna take down this show. I know it, but whatever. It's on Rumble.
idea, but went too far.
What were you talking about?
He brought the economy around.
Well, he did help the German.
We had family in Germany, and they did okay by Hitler, but he did go, look, I love niggers and kikes, and I can even put up with a stick or two.
Well,
you do say
how did
that,
he get
as
away
for calling
with
Jews
this?
money grubbing, that those accusations were made by a disgruntled former employee, and that you have a Jewish boy who heads up your Chevrolet store.
a Jewish boy.
Yeah.
Why would you admit?
And he
Why
got
would
one of
Mrs.
those
Schott,
two-
Robin? Why would Mrs. Schott admit to having said the word nigger? Why didn't she just deny it?
It would
She's
seem to me
stupid.
that she really doesn't realize that she's only going to get herself in more trouble.
Yeah, I mean, you say, hey, wait a second. These are a bunch of vicious people trying to slander me. I
So
love.
keep your mouth shut.
Yeah, I love people. That's what you would say. But she goes, no, nigger. Everyone uses the word nigger.
Everybody uses the word nigger.
I know it's a derogatory
Oh,
word, but some
yeah,
people,
I don't know
some
none
people
of-
it's not.
Yeah, they not ready
Like
for
white
the
people.
Greek, boy.
Well, Mrs. Schott.
Let me run my ball club. Start breaking my balls, or I'll fire all those rib-eating jackies and the heaps that work for me.
All right. Well, there are many people who think you should have a baseball glove stuffed in your mouth.
I'm a nice person. Why would they say that? I have a lot of friends. Sure, we tell a few nigger jokes.
How old were you when you learned the word nigger?
About 4.
4 years old. You started using that word.
Nigger.
Yeah. All right. Well,
America. You know what are you going to do? Put me in jail? You're all a-holes. $25,000 fine. Just for saying nigger? I'm going to get Diane Sawyer to match with me against those ungrateful niggers. If it wasn't for me, all those porch monkeys would be picking cotton.
well, you feel you put a lot of black people to work, isn't that it?
I feel so betrayed. I mean, I've done nothing but good things for
But
them.
you don't understand. You still can't go around using words like that. I agree with you that that many people do use the word nigger. But
It's not right.
right?
And you're wondering,
Family, what if I told you about the American racists? They will say something and then within 10 seconds own themselves. Sir, did you not just tell this person you cannot say that word? And then you went and said it. Robin is absolutely disgusted for sitting there with these races. She was getting paid. Why do you, Bezilla, you know this? Why do you think when we bring up Coons, we don't bring her up? She is the Galactus of Coons. You know this, brother. We talk about Candace Owens all the time, Mala Ekpanobi, Donna Brazil. We never bring up Robin. And that's by design. She already said she not with us. She love that man. That man gave her a living. She's made millions of dollars just laughing and doing the news. It is a beautiful thing. Must be nice. So nice. I mean, god damn. To sell yourself out like that. And then she be the one to tell you she ain't sell out. She never sold out. She's doing what she's paid to do.
Which welfare cheat turned me in? Was it my Gook chef? My Dago gardener?
You know, one,
Very empty.
One thing you got to say about Mrs. Schott is...
or my nigger parking attendant?
Uh-oh, she's crying.
Oh, I don't.
Come on, she sounds like she's in pain, Robin. Even you feel bad. When a human being like an animal is wounded.
I'd like to shoot her in out of her
She sounds like Jackie. You sound a little bit like Jackie. You know, you got to say one thing in Mrs. Schott's defense.
What is that, Howard?
You ever hear the joke, when does a ball player become a nigger?
When?
When he leaves the room. Now,
that is true.
You know, Mrs. Schott evidently owned up to her prejudices.
Yeah, she has said
None of the men do.
I did use those terms.
Right.
I did use those terms.
Well, you got to somehow... well, do you have anything else to say in your own defense?
Yeah, it's always something with those damn apes.
Well, now you're
You
out of
give them an
luck.
inch and they take a yard.
Now,
I urge all concerned people, if you care about the future of the Cincinnati Reds, put down those pictures of Budweiser, and in the name of decency, match with me against them no good, jet black, jungle bunny, jigaboo, spit, chicken.
right.
He's on a roll there, Howard.
Well, that, of course,
How do you laugh?
Could have been.
Could have been. You don't know.
According to what she said last night.
Now, what I was going to say to her before she went into a tizzy.
Yes.
was,
Got all excited.
I'm sure when she goes to a restaurant, she doesn't turn to a black waiter and say,
Oh,
"Can I have some- nigga, can I have some more bread?" You know, I think there are times when she does
She
shell.
knows when to use it and when not to use it.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
She's incredible. She says that she doesn't really believe this racism. It was something created by journalists and the press. She says, I mean, I feel very bad that they were never allowed on the teams years ago, but I say things have changed and escalated.
I just think about what Mrs. Schott there, her neighbors must be thinking when she's screaming out those words. I once called Mrs. Schott. She was busy doing a job in California, staying in a hotel. She wouldn't do the phone call because she was afraid the people in the next room would hear her.
Right. She didn't have the insulation.
But he never said it. You can go look at this. They're up there. But yeah. Hey, Jade, there's not enough money in the world. That man signed a $500 million deal in 2006 and paid Robin multi-million dollars. She said, cool. I know for you, there's not enough money in the world, but for her, yes. They figured out the dollar amount. So there y'all go. Must be nice. So we went from The Knicks not recognizing me, to me going outside and hiding from the fact that I never said this. But it's okay, because it's all in comedy. Right? It's all in comedy. We should have thick skins. He's a Jewish man. He got to say the I almost said it. He got to say the K word. He got to say the K word. No backlash. He had one of his boys say it. No backlash. Okay, fines from the FCC, but that ain't nothing. He don't come out of pocket for that. That's the station. He never had to face people taking money out of his pocket. Must be nice. Wow, they actually do have the full football pool where he went off, but y'all heard enough. But there you go, folks. That is it. B1 beef black first IS. Who the heck is in blackface and what time did it occur? That was Howard Stern back in 1994. That was his pay-per-view special. That's why he was able to get away with what he was saying. He paid for pay-per-view and did that special. This was on the heels of Ted Danson in blackface. And Whoopi Goldberg got a lot of hit. She got a lot of heat for that because he said that she wrote those jokes. And we all saw the infamous picture. She was laughing. She was smiling. But yeah, folks. Yeah, playback time. I hear you. But anyway, folks. Yes, he is miserable. We know. But this all started because the Knicks players just won't acknowledge me. They won't acknowledge me. Imagine if they see this now. They definitely ain't gonna acknowledge you. But anyway, y'all, let me get up out of here. I appreciate y'all coming through. Check out B-Zilla's show later. Check out Torian's Black Massacre series. And Torian will also be talking about Howard Stern at 2 o'clock. So hopefully I didn't encroach on his territory. But we'll see. So y'all take care. Stay safe. You said, amazes me how these have a 400 leap, but are still misery. It's about to be over. It's about to be over. But y'all take care. Stay safe. And hopefully you will join me Saturday morning. We're going to do something way fun. Way fun. So hopefully you're with me Saturday morning. I'm going to bring you into the world of screenwriting. So take care. Stay safe. And y'all know what to do when the agitators of peace like Howard Stern and Robin Quivers and that ilk come to mess up our existence.